Hello everyone, and welcome to another Pathfinder adventure card game scenario. This is scenario 4.1, the beginning of level 4. So the change for this level is that in the Blessings deck there is a random Curse of Withering in there. So that should make this entire level quite difficult. We're with the character Drelm over at the Glass Pavilion. We're at this location at the start of your turn. Examine the top card of your location deck. Alright, and Drelm, of course, is now a Vault Keeper. That's his role. He got the new power, but it's only going to work if he can recharge a card that has the Abdart trait. He doesn't have any cards that have the Abdart trait, unfortunately. But when he gets his next power feat, he'll really be able to utilize that ability. Alright, we are advancing the Blessings deck. It's a Blessing of Nephis. And since we're at the Glass Pavilion, we need to examine this card. So we examine it, and now we can explore, and we can actually get this card. It's Divine 3. Drelm's Divine is Wisdom plus 5. So this is an auto acquire, and it's pretty cool because Drelm is going to use it right away so that we don't have to examine, and we can explore. So we are exploring again, and we get an Enchanter. Okay, so this Enchanter, it's a combat 8. The difficulty to defeat is increased by the scenario's adventure deck number, so that would be 4. Before you act, the Enchanter deals 1 force damage. Okay, so we don't have anything that will stop force damage, unfortunately. So we're going to have to take a point of damage. Not too happy about that, because all of Drelm's cards are really good. What we're going to do, we're going to go ahead, we're going to actually take damage, the Blessing of Nephis. And then what we're going to do, then there's going to be an after you act effect. So what we're going to do, we only need a 14. We have the Staff of the Uraeus in our hand. So we can roll our melee, which is d10, plus 1d6. Our melee is plus 4. We have a plus 2 modifier there. I think if we just reveal this card, we will be all set. So we're going to do the d10 and the d6. We're adding 6 to this roll. I'm feeling pretty good about it. Alright, so I rolled a 1 and a 3. So, 6 plus 4 is 10. We needed 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But here is where our ally Maga Three Fingers. As you may recall, we traded 2 allies to get that Elemental Mastery spell. So then Drelm had to rebuild his deck, and he was able, and legally able, I should say, to get Maga Three Fingers, who in this case is going to add 3 to the roll and save Drelm. Okay, so Maga Three Fingers helped us defeat the Enchanter. But unfortunately, she's going to do 1 fire damage, but this time we have Advocate Armor. We can reveal this card to reduce fire damage by 2. So that's pretty sweet. All we have to do is reveal the card. Alright, so the Enchanter is banished. So, well, we were hoping to get another extra exploration, but thanks to that really bad die roll, we're not able to. So resetting Drelm's hand, advancing the Blessings deck, it's a Blessing of the Ancients, and we have to examine. Okay, so we examine this card, and now there's no examine effects, so we can go ahead and explore it. It's an obstacle, so Drelm right off the bat can use his Divine skill. And then it's a disable. Well, Drelm's disable is also a d8. So 2d8, and his buffs are going to be for the disable, plus 4 for the, actually for the disable plus 2, and for the divine plus 5. So he's already adding 7 to this roll, so that's hilarious because this is an auto defeat. Wow, pretty cool, awesome. So now looking at Drelm's hand, I think what we're going to do is, always examining cards is kind of problematic. We're going to go ahead and use a Blessing of Khepri to discard this card to explore your location. So we're going to explore, and we get a safety bubble. Okay, wow, this is a pretty awesome boon. Intelligence, Arcane Wisdom, Intelligence, Arcane Wisdom, Arcane. Wow, so it actually, I wonder if that's I'm pretty sure that would be a typo. It says Arcane twice there. So, I'm going to go ahead Well, this is just my house rule now. I'm going to pretend that that says divine, because I don't see why it would be intelligence, arcane, wisdom, and then arcane again. So if it's a divine, it's going to be Drelm's D8 plus 5. And it's really a cool spell. It's a level 4 spell. But we're just going to go ahead and risk it. So we rolled 4 plus 5 is 9. So we do not get that card. Well, that's unfortunate. It would have been a really great boon. We could have used it to trade. Alright, so that's that. We're going to reset Drelm's hand. We're going to advance the Blessings deck. And at the start of the turn it says, so I don't think Drelm's able to play cards. If we were able to play cards, I'd really hurry up and play Sands of Time. But as it is, we have to examine. Okay, so we examine the Digit Favorite Amulet, and now we can encounter this card. So this is pretty nifty level 1 item. Drelm's on level 4. He doesn't necessarily want this card. It's a Wisdom 7, and Drelm's Wisdom is a D8 plus 2. So we'll just go ahead and roll D8, see what we get. So we get an 8. Okay, so we do acquire this card, which is pretty nifty. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Sands of Time that goes above this location. So that effect goes into place. We can always add a die for checks that involve the Construct or Undead trait. And Drelm's hand, he's pretty happy with it. So we'll go ahead and advance the Blessings deck. It's a Blessing of the Elements, and we unfortunately have to examine. So, okay, we're examining this card. It's a Blessing of Isis. It's a level 3 Blessing, which is awesome. Drelm really wants this card. So Divine 7. Drelm's Divine is D8 plus 5. Okay. Alright, so we rolled an 8, so we gained this level 3 Blessing. Okay. And you know what? We're going to use it right away. We're going to discard this card to explore our location, because we really can't stand examining. And we're exploring. Alright, and we get the Henchman, who's also the villain. So it says here, when you examine this card. Well, we did not examine this card. It says, when you examine this card or before you act. Oh, wow. So I guess it didn't really matter. So you have to succeed at an Arcane or Divine 7 check. Okay, so we have to do that. Alright, well, Drelm's Divine is plus 5. So rolling for that. Alright, so we roll a 5 plus 5 is a 10. So we don't have to do this. Okay, that's pretty sweet. So there is an after you act effect. Alright, so we're feeling pretty confident. So we have to do a, let's see, it's a Trigger, Moffat, Cleric, Cultist. So Sands of Time won't help out. We have to do a Combat 15, then a Combat 17. Alright, well, feeling pretty confident. If Drelm just does the D10 plus the D6, he's going to add 6 to the roll. That means he has to roll a 9 on that. So, okay. What we're going to do is we're just going to reveal the card first. D10 and a D6. Okay, could be a little dicey here. Let's see what we got here. We're adding plus 6 to this roll. Alright, so we rolled a 4. And a 4 is 8. Then 9, 10. So we rolled a 14, so we missed by 1. Fortunately, we have the Feather of Matt. So that's awesome. So we actually have 8, 9, and our buffs were 6. 15. Alright, right on the nose. We recharged the Feather of Matt. Now what we're going to do is we are going to discard the Staff of the Uraeus. We can discard this card to add another D6 plus 2. So this time we're rolling the D10. We're rolling 2d6 and we're adding a total of 8 to this roll. Okay, this one's probably going to be a little easier. Adding 8 to this roll. Alright, so we roll 3, 6, and 10. Plus 8 is 17. Okay, awesome. So it says, after you act, if the result of either check to defeat is greater than 26. Okay, well, it definitely wasn't. Alright, so then if defeated, you may immediately attempt to close the location this henchman came from. Alright, well, the henchman has been defeated. So now in order to close this location, we need to succeed at a Wisdom or Divine check with a difficulty of 5, plus the Adventure Deck Scenario, which is 4. So we need to roll a 9 or higher on this D10. Wisdom or Divine. Okay. So rolling a d8. We rolled a 4, and our buffs were 5. So we do succeed at that check to close the location. Sands of Time goes back into our hand. The glass pavilion is closed. And awesome. So let's go ahead and zoom out here and do a deck check. Well, that was a pretty, very cool scenario. I was pretty happy with it. Drelm wasn't able to acquire all the boons that he wanted. He had some really good options there. Let's go ahead and do the deck check here. You can kind of see how Drelm had to. Oh, he got a new blessing here, a level 3 blessing, no less. So, and he got. So he did acquire some really cool cards here. He got this Digital Favor Amulet. Got Advocate's Armor up here. Elemental Mastery. So let's go ahead. We'll do the deck check. So he was able to put this ally in his deck, along with, well, the Tomb Raider. He's a standard. I mean, Drelm, and check this out. We got a Stained Glass Elemental because it's a basic level, and we had to make our deck legal. So lots of great boons, lots of great treasure here. So the reward for this scenario is going to be the Trader. Let's go ahead and so we're going to we gained the Bronze Sentinel as the reward for this scenario, and we have unlocked the Trader Ethni Ran. So we're not going to visit Ethni Ran anytime soon because all this person is doing is offering weapons that have the ranged trait. So Drelm is not interested. So let's go ahead. Bronze Sentinel is a loot. It's an armor. I mean, it's pretty cool. I don't think Drelm's ever going to use it. So we got some really great stuff to trade to traders. We can trade them the Bronze Sentinel, and we're probably going to go ahead and trade this Blessing of Isis, which we just acquired. So what we're going to do is let's go ahead and let's check out Drelm. So Drelm, he's got the 3 armors. He can get 3, so he can have 3 items max. He can also have a new ally. Lots of good stuff here. Let's go ahead and do items. We're going to go to our buddy old pal. Well, actually, that's the guy for the spells. This is the guy for the items. Falseeing Deek. What a great name. Okay, randomly determining which card. So the bottom portion of this deck, and looking, do a shuffle here, shuffle there, shuffle there, shuffle there, shuffle there, and one of those. All right, let's see. Ooh, he's offering Spell Bottle, or he's offering, looking for items that are level 3 or 4, because we are level 3 or 4 now. Ooh, the Sandstorm Dust, or the Bird Feather Tokens. Okay, so this is what Falseeing Deek is offering us. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit here. Alright. Okay, Bird Feather Tokens. Recharge this card to reroll 1 die on a check by a character at your location. On your turn, you may give this card to a character at another location. That character recharges it. You may additionally give that character a weapon, an item. So this, since it's solitaire and there's only 1 location, so basically this is recharge this card to reroll 1 die on a check by a character at your location. So that's pretty cool because, you know, we have the Feather of Matt, and then we would have like, it's pretty tempting, you know. It's like, check this out. I can go for like an all matte effect with the effigy of Matt and the Feather of Matt and the Bird Feather Tokens. It all kind of goes together. But then I'm going to have to lose the embalming fluid, which is pretty cool. I mean, do I want to go more for theme, or do I want to go more for, you know, let's see this one. Sandstorm Dust. Shuffle this card into your location deck to evade your encounter. I mean, that is really powerful. But the thing is that we need an intelligence or craft, and Drelm doesn't have either. So we would like never get this card back. So this card is kind of useless. I like it, but in this one, Spell Bottle. Display this card and put a spell face up on this card. You may bury this card to draw the spell. When you do, you may succeed at a craft 12 check to recharge this card instead of burying it. I mean, that is pretty nifty, right? Because we're always going to be able to get a spell, but we don't know which spell. Drelm doesn't have any craft. He's never going to be able to recharge this thing. It's basically a one-shot. So it's a one-shot nifty thing. So it's cool. I don't think it really fits in with Drelm. I think Drelm does want the bird feather tokens. So right off the bat, we're going to trade the Bronze Sentinel. We're going to get rid of the Blessed of Isis. So we traded exactly what Falcine Deke wants. We gave him what he wants. But now, of course, the question is now that we have it, is like, do we go ahead and toss? Well, we're not going to keep the Division Favorite Ammo. Are we really going to toss the Embalming Fluid? Is this the end? This card is broken and would really help out. I mean, it totally is broken. I mean, but then, do we keep the Effigy of Matt? You know, do we keep the Feather of Matt and the Bird Feather tokens? Effigy of Matt. I mean, it's pretty cool. I think, you know, I think we might kind of, Drelm has kind of been going the way of the Elementalist now. He's kind of going an Elementalist path. He really likes Matt, for sure. But I think we really owe it to ourselves to keep the Embalming Fluid. We're gonna, so these are the two broken cards. These are the two fun cards, right? I mean, I really shouldn't hold on to this card. I mean, this card, I think that's what it's gonna be. Yep, we're gonna toss the Feather Mat. We keep throwing this thing away, so it's kind of like part of the theme now. It's gone. This is what we're keeping. We're keeping these awesome things. The Bird Feather tokens or the Feather Mat just turned into Bird Feather tokens. That's how I'm seeing it. All right, well, thanks so much for watching this scenario. That was a pretty exciting scenario. The first scenario of level 4, we didn't get cursed with the Curse of Withering, so that was a bonus. And okay, so I'll have another adventure up for you shortly. Hopefully you're enjoying the campaign. I know level 3 was really challenging. I really like that, so we'll see how this level 4 goes. All right, thanks so much, and I'll have another adventure up shortly.